Brad, PAX Prime is here in Seattle.
Man, it was a long trip,
Yeah.
but here we are.
And it's raining. It rains all the time in Seattle.
It's that Space Needle I've heard so much about.
Yeah. Brought to you by Space Needle LLC, apparently. This is inFamous First Light, the standalone prequel to inFamous Second Son, in which you play as Fetch, which was one of the characters in Second Son.
She was.
Did you finish Second
No,
Son
I
yet?
didn't.
Okay.
I did not find it interesting enough to
Yeah?
power through to the end.
Then
Weird.
I'm going to say that this is almost definitely not for you then.
Okay.
But this is, you know, like Fetch was the neon character in that game,
Yes.
and she is here too.
Perhaps the most interesting set of powers in the game.
Yeah. Yes. And also, I think she was probably one of the best characters in that game.
Unless something crazy happens at the end that I haven't seen, she was my favorite in the game.
Yeah. I mean, she ended up being mine, I think, you know, and I finished it. So, so on the surface, like, that all seems like they're kind of laying a foundation for something cool.
Yeah.
But this doesn't seem like it's enough of the right stuff. They've kind of, you know, it's a standalone thing. It takes place 2 years before the events of Second Son.
Standalone meaning you don't have to have inFamous Second Son.
Right, yes, yeah. You don't need... if you do, then there are some missions where you can play as Delson in this.
Huh.
But this game has a lot of, like, combat arenas and, like, stuff that's not the stuff that, like, I enjoyed about inFamous, you know?
Yeah.
And some of this side stuff, which is...
Oh, graffiti.
Very similar. You know,
I remember that.
It's a little different. It's not that different. Instead, I gotta move this swimmy reticle around while holding down the trigger to fill in this stuff because it's neon graffiti.
I just, you know, this is like mildly entertaining once, you know? I'm not sure why they thought it was a great idea to have you do it over and over. But I felt that way about most of the side activities in Second Son.
Yeah, and you know, here you don't even, like, there's no alignment really.
Yeah.
So you're not like choosing, do you want to paint the bad graffiti or the good graffiti? Or,
How does that
you know?
How does that play into your interactions with like bystanders and stuff? Does that mean you can just go buck wild with collateral damage and not worry about it?
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
As opposed to, like, you know, I played when I played the original game, I was all on pins and needles the whole time. You know, it's like, I don't want to make sure I don't kill a lot of civilians.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know,
mess up that karma
this is
meter.
relatively early on, so maybe they do find ways to address that at some point, but so far it has not felt that way. Let's do this other side mission.
Okay.
It's a race.
All right.
Or sort of a race here, but basically, you know, you are collecting neon lumens.
Ah, that old open world stand by the checkpoint race.
Yeah.
They didn't have races,
this
did they?
isn't even necessarily a checkpoint race, it's just I gotta catch that thing.
Oh, okay.
And the little swirlies are speed boosts.
Yeah, right.
That, you know, will help me catch it faster.
They didn't really have races as such in Second Son, did they?
Not really.
It still looks nice.
Yeah, it's still a nice looking game. So, you know, those are the upgrade points. So now
Okay.
I've collected a handful
Oh,
of
so you
them.
have to chase those down every time.
No, some of them are just in the world.
Oh, okay.
Some of them are you get some from doing graffiti as well. So, but here's your upgrade tree. You know, it looks like there are 2 tiers here that are not unlocked yet. But you know, it's kind of the same basic stuff that you saw in Second Son, where you're increasing how much neon energy you have, and you know, air dashes and that sort of stuff.
Do you get the unlimited dash or the sprint?
You already have unlimited sprint.
Oh, okay.
So that's not an issue. But you get this photon jump and you get this air dash and stuff like that. You get the photon jump as part of the tutorial. They make you buy it. But let's raise our neon energy capacity, I guess. All right, so here in the start of the game, our brother is missing or dead. We don't really know. A boat blew up. We were trying to, you know, we were on our last job. Then we were going to get out of town. But you know, it went poorly, and now we're trying to get back at the guys that are presumed to be responsible for what has happened to Fetch's brother.
What are those red glowies?
Where?
Like that one.
That one? That's one of the upgrade points.
Ah.
They put some of them in the air here to force you to kind of think a little bit about how you're air dashing and some of the other stuff. Because I can use this high jump if I dash while I'm running, and then air dash through it and get it.
Is it always raining?
No.
Did it rain in the original?
I want to say
I
it
don't remember a lot of rain.
I think, you know, that they're making Seattle. I want
Right.
to say it would
Well,
have rained.
that's why I
but-
feel like it's weird that I don't recall. I think
Yeah.
at the very beginning it was raining, maybe. Can I see the map?
Sure. It's
Is it-
kind of the same
is it
map, you know.
basically identical.
You got your districts.
Do you have the full city? Is it all here? Can you go down to the other kind of island? It does not look like
Doesn't
that's
look
part
like
of the
it.
game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what is this? Is this 15?
I want to say it's 20.
20.
I don't actually have the price off the top of my head, but you know, it looks like kind of there's some kind of district takeover event because it all says unknown down there at the bottom of all these things, but it looks like your 3 things are collecting lumens, racing for lumens, doing graffiti for lumens.
Ooh.
And like it all just seems a little overly straightforward to me so far. But let's do an actual story mission.
Yeah, let's see what this
Your brother was working with this dirtbag named Shane, and you run into Shane.
Nothing good never came of nobody named Shane.
That's 100% accurate. And Shane pointed in the direction of these Occurrens, which there's some, you know, tracksuit wearing Russian type dudes. And he's saying like, hey, you help me get these weapons, we'll be out there looking for your brother. And I bet Shane's a dirtbag.
Fetch! My truck's loaded up. Let's go!
See? He's probably a dirtbag.
Yeah.
I set off an alarm breaking
I believe
in
it.
to get the guns.
Oh, I gotta just
Courage
protect
to
him.
catch up with us.
Ah, he's got that slick back hair.
Uh-huh.
Let's go. It'll be
V-neck.
fun.
You see, honey,
Douchebag.
if I find out it was me that stole this stuff, there'll be a retribution which I would very much like to avoid.
Come on, you have a conduit on your side. They're hosed. We'll get these guns to your men, and they'll use them to find weapons. We're good.
They're stealing our guns!
So you just kind of act as a turret
Stay close,
on
I
top
got
of this
it.
thing.
Sure, I guess.
Seems to be the case.
When I zoom in, you see their weak
Yeah, the
points
weak
light
point
up,
stuff, yeah.
and it's different for each guy, you know, instead
Yeah.
of
That's
it
cool,
always
I
being
mean,
headshots, it's,
yeah.
you know, always going to be a head or an arm or a leg.
At least it makes you think a little bit about what you're aiming at.
Yeah.
Nope.
Fetch.
Wait, did you get it? There it is.
Rocket launcher up ahead! Come on, do something!
Up ahead.
What are these little challenges popping up on the side?
That's another way to get upgrade points. We go
Okay.
into the... Oh, I can't say. Can't actually...
We're blocked. And I'm ditching the truck. Cover me while I run.
Wow, that's a lot of guys.
Stay cool. I'll
Shoot
clear
the rocket.
road.
Do you have the rocket?
No, you don't. You have a melee finisher. That's what that ×1 is down there.
You're- This right here feels very typical of the combat loop in Second Son, which is just kind of stand out, exposed, take a lot of fire while picking off as many guys as you can,
Yeah.
run away when the screen desaturates,
That was too damn close.
wait for your health to recharge, run back in.
Yeah.
Like the combat
that's-
felt like stiffer and less kind of nimble and mobile than the older Infamous games did to me.
I know just the spot.
Yeah.
um, Like there are just some weird little presentational differences and differences in the way you dodge and stuff. You felt way more agile, like especially in the first game.
I think we're clear. Let's roll.
There's a certain combination of the extremes, like when you were aiming in that game. You zoomed way in, but your run speed did not decrease. You know, most games slow you down a lot while you're aiming.
Sure.
But that game, like, you could still book while you were zoomed in, so if you're good at aiming while moving quickly, you could really get stuff done.
So that guy looked like he had a square over his head and he was trying to give up, so it looks like there might be some sort of non-lethal subdue. Well, shit.
I don't know, trucks seem to be doing okay to me.
The life meter, it really got drained hard.
Hell, you're a keeper, girl. Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, this truck is taking some serious damage. That meter
yes.
up top. It's... They just they drain it really quickly.
Back on the road. We should be good. Or not.
Except when you're not.
Yeah.
These guys aren't giving up. Any ideas?
I've got an escape plan. Just have to time it right. Dwayne, you ready with the bus? I see you. Coming your way.
Bus? Who was that?
Do you have enough to buy the rocket, or do you just get the power?
There is no
in
rocket.
in the story. Wait, really?
All
Yeah.
right, back on the road.
I mean, Neon had some kind of heavy attack.
I mean, if there is, it's, you know, no. It's rapid fire.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. Instead, you have the thing that is a ×1 is this melee finisher.
Okay. Maybe they've changed these up, because there
Yeah.
was like a charged shot that was like a heavy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't appear to be here. Increase neon energy capacity. Let's go with rapid fire bolts. Maybe that'll be useful at this stage.
We should be good.
Oh, they
Yeah,
refilled
they
the
give you
bar to
spells
half.
back. Yeah,
So,
just-
These guys aren't
we can
giving
kind of
up.
slum our way
Any
through this
ideas?
mission. It seems like
I've got
we're
an escape plan. Just have to time it
getting
right.
through some
Dwayne,
checkpoints and stuff.
you ready with the bus? I see you. Coming your way.
Bus? Who was that?
Well, I mean, his name is not Bus.
or is it?
Oh, that's a good point.
That's a bus.
That's a bus.
That was forethought, man.
Yeah, well, sometimes things work out. Oh, how come I never saw you on the news? Heavy hitter conduit like you must be public enemy #1.
I got Brent. He keeps me grounded and low profile.
Well, end of the line. We'll unload here.
It's fine by me.
Come on. We made a hell of a team out there on the streets. Imagine what we'd be like in the sack.
Yeah, this guy's
Keep
really
me
something.
bound and out
Yep.
looking for Brent, or I'll laze a hole in your sack.
Okay.
Whoa, whoa. Now, what if I told you I already have some guys asking around for your brother? I'll send you their position. They might have heard something by now.
You go from creep to okay in just a sentence. How do you do that?
Well, born and raised in Texas.
Frame rate seems a little better to me.
It's
In this.
they have that option for unlimited frame rate versus locked at 30.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the limiter was off in the original game.
Yeah, it's off here as well. It's got the photo mode in there. So here are your challenges, in addition to a bunch of arena battles, which is like not even close to what I want.
Wait,
out
do you
of-
just start all these from the menu?
Yeah, there's one that happens as a result of the story itself. But yeah, after you do the first one as part of kind of the tutorial for the game, you can go back into the stuff because the whole setup is you are telling the DUP lady from inFamous Second Son your story.
Okay.
So that's kind of the framing for all of this stuff. All right, we don't have any points. Let's do one of these things. So we got that outfit. We got that. That's it. That's what we got. All right. So now we're going back to present day, or present day for this story, which is still before the events of Second Son.
So they all take place in this prison facility.
And we want to get to these hostages.
You're safe now, citizen.
You certainly didn't embarrass yourself that time.
Oh, whoops. this. Come on. Oh.
Does it really pop up that message every time you're about to die?
I guess so. I don't know.
That's weird.
I've only been about to die like twice, so. I was trying to use my singularity here, but it's not letting me do it.
Done.
Creepy fascist lady is not pleased.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, So if you have played, Second Son and have a save on your system, you can do this also.
Let's try it. Did you ever end up going back and playing through it with both moralities?
I started an evil run and then lost interest.
I've read he gets pretty dastardly toward the end of the evil run. So you get to use all the powers here then?
Yeah, the arena has different places to drain the different powers. God damn it. Hang on. Nope, that's not the spot either, huh?
There were a lot of spots like that in the Seattle, like the design of Seattle was such that, you know, they give you all these powers for running up the sides of buildings, and there are
just
overhangs everywhere that you would just run right into.
That's the hostage. I just shot hostage.
Oh, is that a colorblind thing?
No,
They're red and green.
I just got up there and just pointed at the first thing that I saw and started shooting. So that was a talking to you while playing thing. Oh, it is up. Okay. Hello. Jeez. Yeah, these hostages are getting blazed a lot faster in this thing than they do in the tutorial that you do before that. I don't know, like the last thing I want to do in this world is combat arenas.
Yep.
Like this seems like the worst. It's just not at all interesting to me. And I really liked Second Son.
Sure.
And I thought the combat was pretty good there, but it's combat in context, you know, without just, you know, like on its own as like, hey man, do this and get a bunch of points.
Yeah.
It's not good enough for that.
Yeah.
It's not the sort of thing that I just want to replay like that. So
his leg was in the way of the other leg.
yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems pretty straightforward, and just the initial impression that I got from it was pretty low.
Yeah.
And I say that as someone who, again, really thought highly of Second Son.
Right,
So you know, I guess with that in mind, like I can't really recommend that
for
people
sure.
get into it unless they're just like extreme fans of the gameplay.
Yeah.
And you know, those might be the people that would get into this idea of a combat arena
Yeah.
for this game.
It's kind of surprising to me because this is the second time they've done a standalone kind of infamous add-on quasi-sequel thing.
Right.
Because they did that for 2. I can't remember the name of the game.
Vampire Night.
First Blood. First Night. Whatever. It was the Halloween vampire themed thing, spooky stuff.
Yeah.
They put a lot of work into that. They came up with a whole new set of powers. It was, you know, like I said, it was very like kind of horror tinged.
Yeah.
And this just feels like, you know, they took the power set and an existing character and just kind of like plopped you back in the city.
Yeah, like kind of made light modifications to the side stuff and came up with a couple of new things here, but like nothing that big. Yeah, it's bumming me out. I wish it was better. I wish it was just grabbing me right off the bat and sucking me in the way that Second Son did, but it's definitely not that.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's a shame.
yeah.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah. Thanks, Brad.
Yep.